Welcome to another episode of Mike's RC Review, guys. Thank you for joining me. My name is Michael, and this is an update on the TRX4 from Traxxas. I've had it for around about 2 weeks now, and it's given me a lot of joy. I managed to take it out with the kids today while they were at the park, and it's a fair bit of a walk to the park and then back. And we managed to clock around about 1.5 real kilometers out of this car. On my 3S LiPo 2200 milliamp battery, and upon charging it, I still had 3.86 volts per cell. So it still had a lot of battery remaining, and that's out of the brushless system, brushless motor and ESC combo from Hobbywing, which is the Axe 550, which I purchased from the Hobbyman in Fountain Gate. So shout out to the guys at Hobbyman, especially Ben and Adam, who pretty much helped me through all of my RC needs. Adam does the planes, and Ben does the cars. So thank them both for their help and advice throughout the years. So this review is more on the upgrades, as I've invested a little bit more money on this car and got a couple of upgrades for it. I am actually very happy with the cheap steel wheels that I bought for this car. I like the look of them, and I like the way it drives. They do look scale. These Aussie 4x4 brand Tyres and the Aussie 4x4 steel wheels. Managed to secure a couple of ARB stickers from ARB in Warragul, so thank you to those guys. And the Proline stickers came from the Tyres, which I'm about to review and take out and show you through in a couple of minutes. Everything's still going well on it. It's clocked up probably around about, I guess in mileage, around about 2.5 kilometers throughout the last 2 weeks. So I do use it for mainly trail use. I haven't done much climbing with it yet, because these tyres look as good as they look. I don't think they're very well suited for rock climbing as such, or rock crawling. But then again, I haven't really tried them out, which brings me to the next upgrade items, which is the only other upgrades that I can actually purchase at the moment, because as I said on previous videos, everything coming from China, and our borders still pretty much shut at the moment. It's very hard to get any air freight from any country from China, where all the eBay upgrades are purchased. So until that happens, until the borders open up, at the moment I'm stuck to whatever's in Australia, because ordering from anything from overseas at the moment will take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, maybe more, to get here, because everything arrives by ship instead of aircraft, or instead of planes. So it just makes it a bit of a nightmare logistically when you order stuff online. Not to say that it will not get here, it will eventually, but I am a pretty impatient person, and if I pay for something, I'd like to have it at a very, very minimal time frame. So I'm happy to wait a week, maybe 2 maximum, but to wait 6 to 8 weeks for something that you've already paid for is kind of ridiculous. So until the borders open up, I'm stuck with the plastic bumpers and just the plastic stuff that this has, like the rock sliders, or the side steps as we call them. I managed to do a little bit of artwork on it. So these are basically a real car pinstripe, which I cut in half, and or down the middle, cut it in half, and basically just lined them up with the outlines of the doors. These are basically just cut out electrical tape, and just to shape them as door hinges. So they do the trick. I mean, from afar, as you can see it from right now, it does look like they are doors. It just outlines them a little bit. And as I said before, I managed to secure a couple of stickers from ARB, so makes it look a little bit better with a few things on it. I'll be putting a couple of stickers here as well, not sure what yet. My initial thoughts were to paint the roof black, like the orange version, and also paint the bonnet black, or the hood in America, that's what they call it. So paint this black, but at the moment, I think I'll leave it alone just for a minute, and then see how it goes, because I wanted to leave this body as stock as possible. Eventually, if I do end up wanting to sell it, at least it is stock. I mean, everything is removable, so this is just a sticker, and so are these. And that's why I didn't do them by Sharpie. is because, or texture, is because once you mark them, it's hard to take them off. So with this, I just rip the stickers off and everything's back to normal. So at the moment, I'll leave it as is. The reason and the motivation behind getting these things is because I wanted to, well, the story goes this way. I purchased these ones first from a local hobby shop in Melbourne. So I shout out to Metro Hobbies in Box Hill. Very nice to deal with. Very, very good people to deal with. The thing is, when I purchased these, thinking that they'd fit on the 1.9 beadlocks, the metal beadlocks that I purchased initially when I got everything else, they don't fit. They do fit, but they don't seat properly. So every time I'd fit them, what would happen is there'd be gaps here and all around. So then when the tires spin, it looks like an oblong. So it basically just does that. And I just hate the way it looked. And the other thing is they actually come off the rim. So it pressured me and forced me a day later to then buy these. Now, guys, these are Proline BF Goodrich Mud Terrain TA KM3s. The 1.9 inch G8 Rock Terrain truck tires for front or rear. So that's the part number, guys, if you are curious as to what they are. Part number 10150-14, which are the BF Goodrich Mud Terrain TA KM3s. These are a licensed tire from BF Goodrich, and they're also not very cheap. They are fairly expensive for arson tires, but they do look fantastic. I mean, look at that. So it seems to have a lot of rock crawling grip there, so it will further enhance the capabilities and the abilities of this rock crawler. And they do look fantastic, having a real branded, real 1-to-1 scale branded tire, which are Mud Terrain TA KM3s from BF Goodrich, and they're made by Proline. So these are also made in Taiwan, but they are, sorry, the tires are made in the USA. So there you go. So tires made in the USA, and the foam inserts are made in Taiwan. So they are actually, that's what makes them expensive, I guess, is because they are made in America or made in the US. And the next one is part number 2781-00, which are the Rock Shooter 1.9 inch aluminium beadlock wheels. Now these are, they look well, they look very good, sorry. And basically they'll also give this truck a nice look to them. So I can't wait to put them on. They are a bit of a pain to put on, I've heard, but well worth the effort once you do put them on. So you got a lot of bolts and nuts and bolts in there. They are a 12mm hub, so that's 12mm, which these are 12mm, so they should, in theory. I say in theory because, well, I haven't measured them, and I was told these are 12mm because they are standard 12mm, but doesn't say anything on the packaging to say that if they are 12mm or not. So I was told they are. I guess I'll be returning them if they're not. Now, in comparison to these wheels here, which are steel, these are aluminium or aluminum. The weight of both of these put together is equates to one of these. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that sense, because I actually wanted to put as much unsprung weight as I could to this rig, because it's very top heavy. As all of you who know what the Traxxas TRX4 Defender is, it's a very top heavy rig, which means it's got a tendency to tip on any angle 45 degrees or above, whether you're on a side angle or a up angle like this, climbing a hill. It's got a tendency to tip over, because obviously it's high up off the ground, so the center of the CG, center of gravity, is up, higher up towards the roof, and it's very top heavy. So the more weight you can put on the bottom below the springs, that's why they call it unsprung weight, the better. Now these wheels did add a fairly significant weight to them. I think they're around about 150 grams per wheel, whereas these would be around about 70 grams per wheel. So a little bit disappointed there. I guess the next step would be to put weights on these. I'd have to buy weights for them just to put them around the wheel to add more weight, but that's something that I'll try out as time goes by. So I'll put them on now, and then I'll show you guys on the next video. So once again, guys, I'd like to thank you all for joining me, and I'll be installing them now, and I'll give you guys an update once they are installed, which should be in the next few hours or so. So look out for the next video. Please subscribe if you like these videos, and if any of you have any questions to ask, feel free to ask. I always try to answer everybody who sends me messages. Thank you very much once again for joining me, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.